Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello, guys. Thank you for joining me on an extremely special weekend edition of Un Poco Mas. Of course, I am in the office, just working like a redheaded stepchild on a Sunday evening, but that's my life, guys. It's the life I've chosen. I know my father, my godfather, never wanted this life for me, Michael. No, I don't want to get into my impressions, guys. I'm very, very tired. It's been a long weekend, and I know a lot of us are thinking about SoFi. We've been in the stock, many of us, since IPOE days. Been through a lot of pain, been through a lot of frustration. It's a very frustrating situation. What's up, Holmesy 18? What's up, Noah West? What's up, Jake the Snake 14, 14, 14? Yeah, it's at all-time highs. It just popped up over 30, I think, after hours. Not sure. I haven't looked just right now. Let me take a little look ski. Yeah, it looks like sitting $30.12, so up another $1.11 after hours in addition to Friday. So that's like $2 total. And the stock wanted to go over 30 all last week. They've been holding in this sort of really odd holding pattern. This ER is different, guys. This ER is different. I know they usually step on the stock, drop it anywhere after earnings, 10, sometimes 20%, even on these beats. But so many things are changing right now. SoFi about to bring on options, full-fledged crypto offering. They're looking at blockchain for payments, going international with that. I think something that really hasn't gotten the attention that it deserves, in my estimation, is the potential of just business banking. I mean, that's what I mean when I keep talking about the value of SoFi's ultra premium membership. Because if you look at who they're going after with these highly qualified mortgages, personal loans, and then you get into their sort of business finance platform, and as well, they're targeting people with advanced degrees. They're targeting entrepreneurs. They're targeting, dentists, doctors, lawyers, architects, engineers, everybody who's highly educated, highly paid, and putting out a shingle. SoFi is doing everything I think possible to offer them an attractive product mix at the best possible rates with the most possible convenience. And that's what a lot of us don't realize, who are sort of these trader, stock junkie, COVID, tiny wang, warrior, crypto, wannabe, suburban douchebags, is that many people who have real lives and don't spend all their time, chasing, Canadian fintech glory on YouTube, they don't have time for this stuff. They don't have time to pick stocks. They don't have time to, go on stock twits and argue with MBA certified over who has the biggest schlang. They don't have time to go on and defend their weight issues and say they have a pizza wedged in their thyroid, and that's been their problem for many, many years. You know what I mean, guys? It's just common sense. Am I right? Welcome and hello, guys. By the way, where are my manners? Welcome and hello. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello, guys. Of course, Tune Poco Moss, the show where we give you just a little bit more, guys. What do you think? I gave my sort of a spiel. Bull case, 11 cents. I think I was somewhere 935, 950 revenue. I know that's pretty ambitious, but I'm looking for something similar in member ads, maybe 925, 950. I know a lot of people are looking for 1 million. I don't think it's quite going to be there. Maybe this upcoming quarter with football in full swing. Football hasn't really been the boost, SoFi Stadium, I think, is great for general name recognition. I don't think they get a tremendous boost in membership, just from that. Nietzsche 8888. What are you guys looking for? We got Medine 1980. What's up? How you doing? We got Jay Wood 4522. Let's fucking go. Indeed, you're a Packer fan. I don't like the Packers. I'm definitely committed to excellence over here. Pride and poise, silver and black, team of the decades. I must reiterate, just for Rolling Dubs and all my friends out here on the West Coast, the Raiders are not only the greatest football team ever, but they're the greatest team in the history of sport. And that's a direct quote from the great Al Davis. Not Mark Davis, who cuts his hair with a Flowbee in a pie pan. Looks like he belongs on a shortest short bus in the world. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, respect, guys, respect. Who doesn't love Aaron Rodgers? Go a little Aaron Rodgers. Some people just look like dopey with a mustache. Look like they're like trying to impersonate like a CHP officer or something. Just sitting there with that goofy look on his face, like he just smelled something funny. A teammate might have just sharded. This has that kind of look on. Let's not even get into Favre. I did like his cameo in Something About Mary. Favre? It's Brett Favre. Yeah. Anyway, it's the great Richard Vaughn getting junior drifting champion. Noto's going to get the bonus $300 million. Dude, you know what? I hope he does. Noto has really done some heavy lifting here. And I saw him on, he was holding court with the Bald Prophet. They were both measuring their schlongs for the charitable trust. Of course, Cramer came up a little bit short. But even as a handsome, bold man, much like our own Noto Lurker, of course, not nearly as handsome, but, Cramer was like, he just basically fully, buttering up and filleting Anthony Noto. And he's like, well, that's why I was so comfortable recommending the stock at 5. Were you? That's not how I remember. I remember you vacillating all over the place, crying at 7. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Just shut up, dude. You were no SoFi bull at 5. Not to say he never, recommended the stock at 8 when Noto come on there, but the next time he'd talk about it after Noto was on there and he'd grow a pair, because Noto wasn't there staring him down in his windbreaker with his great hair. He was intimidated by that hair. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't get there. Well, get here, asshole. Get here. Fuck you. Fuck you. And you know what? Just not for now. There's a lot of other reasons this thing's going to go up. Let's just take a look at tip ranks. Let's take a look at this stupid piece of crap site. Matthew Chode with Truist. The great Matthew Chode. A brilliant 1-star nameless faceless analyst, Matthew Chode. I love him. He raised, and whatever happened to, I think, Andrew Jeffrey, who the hell was there? It's not really important that JP Morgan is only at 26. It's important that they just raised their price target right before earnings. Don't you see? Let me quote Tony Soprano. Don't you see? Don't you see? No gabagoo. Up another gabagoo. Every time pussy's here, no gabagoo. God, where's the gabagoo? It's like, I think Pussy was here. I know Pussy was here. Where's the gabagoo? Oh, he ate it, Tone. I love the Sopranos. But Matthew Chode. So Matthew Chode raises. The great Reginald Smith raises to 26. Chode to 29. You got the great Soren Rolovala with TR Open AI 4.0 going from 29 to 30. He's obviously quite a... the hell is that? AI? Is an AI call? Is this guy's face AI or is that a real person or is that some kind of computer generated? Here's what I predict. As soon as the ER hits, or maybe as soon as tomorrow, these guys, KBW is one, Compass Point, the Bologna Sandwich. We got My Chemical Romance, the great Timmy Switzer. We got Giuliano Bologna, the 5-head from Compass Point. He just went from 6 to 12. And then we've got Midwest Values still searching for his neck like Moses in the desert, low these many years later. The great Jeffrey Adelson at Morgan Fudley. He raised from 13 to 18 recently, reiterating a strong sell on the stock. Of course, we got the baby seal, Danny Dolev, touchdown Danny Dolev from Mizuho going from 26 to 31. And I think I just went, I won't do that 6 to midnight joke. It's so tired, guys. Like all my bits. But anyway, my prediction would be that those three, three amigos of FUD will come out and re-rate the stock either even tomorrow or right at earnings, and they'll downgrade. And it won't matter what the ER says. They're going to try to hit the stock, and why I don't think it's going to work this time. I think retail is just way over it. I don't think even if they drop the stock 10, 15%, I think retail is just going to buy all the shares. It's like a chorus of unanimity. They're not singing it around. And I hate that singing it around. I can't follow anything. I'm having a seizure over here. You got 4 groups, some, fat kindergarten teachers ringing a bell. Got some hippie guy, 3rd grade teacher, Mr. Nance, playing his guitar. Doesn't really know how to play that well. He's kind of confused on the chord changes. Oh, shut the fuck up. Fuck. I'm so angry, guys. I'm so bitter. Old, fat, angry, bitter. And those are most of my best qualities. So, oh, you guys are hilarious. Oh yeah, SoFi Neoprop. Prop is one of those stocks, guys. Okay, they have this thing down to really low market cap that doesn't make a lot of sense. They've hedged their bets appropriately, and they still have some upside exposure. If these energy prices do go up, and these Russian oil sanctions are kind of a game changer because they're putting some teeth in them, where India and China are sort of taking notice, and that's really pissing Russia off. They're testing the flying Chernobyl. I think Putin might have got another facelift. I don't know. What's Noto? What's Noto just doing Botox, or what's he doing? What's he doing, guys? Well, the great Payush is here. Going to load Payush even at all-time highs will probably still load SoFi because he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just going balls to the wall, full send. He doesn't care. It's how they do it in Memphis. It's street racing and SoFi shares. Malt liquor and covered calls. No, I don't know. I have no idea what happens in Memphis, but it's like a fairly rough city, but a really cool city. I've been there. I want to go to Memphis in May. Love me some barbecue. But anyway, yeah, I want to open a barbecue restaurant someday, but I don't have the balls because I'll probably go bankrupt. Oh yeah, there's John Hecht at Jefferies. So I always get those guys confused. Jefferies, and then there was an analyst named Andrew Jeffrey who was, I think, with Truist, and then I don't know. Why doesn't John Hecht give? He was one of the leading SoFi bulls the whole time, but he's not giving price targets anymore. I love the raise on Citi from 18 to 28, and Goldman raising. Everybody's sending bullish signals to the market. We have Citi with a huge raise, Goldman raising, J.P. Morgan raising. These are the market gods. Nobody gives a rat's ass what the five head at Compass Point thinks. If you think anybody's getting out of bed in the morning to hear the opinions of a Timmy Switzer, let me disabuse you of that notion right away. Anyway, so that's not really important. Another thing, just look at all the evidence. Look at all the evidence. Look at what's actually happening. Retail is holding on to every share with their they're almost keystering their shares. We covet these shares so much. Then you have institutions, all-time high on institutions, and you have the fund sentiment score, what hedge funds are doing, absolutely off the charts with SoFi. Where is the breathing room for these shorts? Where is the breathing room for the bears? How are they going to push down significantly and more of them cover without retail just picking their pocket and buying that entire dip? It ain't going to happen. The game is over. The jig is up. The fat lady has done an operetta and gone home. You slow, stupid shorts that are still shorting from 27, 28, 29, you not only missed the boat, you're at the wrong ocean. I don't know. It's not a good bit. But the point is, I kind of sometimes just run out of clever analogies. Like, oh, it's too cute by half, fat head. All right, I get your point. Take it down. What are you doing? You doing an 8? He's like, was they like Bobcat or what are you doing right now? You do a 7? He's like, I was doing a 4. Can you do a 2? I can do it 2. Yeah, I know, Steve. I know where you got yours, buddy. Believe me, I have private detectives observing all my viewers, tracking you guys, 24/7. So I'm always aware of your movements. Your dinner looked great tonight, Steve. I love venison too. Save some for me. Save some for a fat friend. Yeah, my inheritance is going to be very rich, Richard. I think, even if he just leaves me, say, 1% of his fortune, by the time things are said and done, he's going to be a billionaire. So that's going to be, 10 million right there. And say he acknowledges me, say he gives me a proper share. I mean, I don't know how many kids Noto has besides me, of course. I don't know how many legitimate kids he has. The kids that aren't fat and his own age with mental problems, who do air quotes, bob their head. Keep their heads ringing, guys. Keep their heads ringing always. Let me just show you the live short interest. Let me show you the live short interest, Hendry. Yous is going to be working together. This is Hendry. Excellent, excellent. Let's go sell some cigarettes out of the back of an old Studebaker. Sounds stupendous. Hey, Hendry got pinched. You got your first pinch and you took it like a man. You learned an important lesson. Number one, never tell on your friends. He's like, I thought you'd be mad. We're not mad. You popped your cherry. Who doesn't love a good congratulations to great Paul Sorvino? Paulie didn't move for anybody. Paulie didn't move far. Only didn't have to move for anybody. Okay, you guys gotta love those big round pinwheel sausages. When I think of a representation of my general body type, if one food represented it, it would probably be those giant pinwheel sausages. Because you got, 5 pounds of sausage in a nice compact package size of your head. Looks like you're drawing a little maze. That's a maze you can't lose. Because I just start eating at the outside of the pinwheel. And when I'm done with the, a nice 5 foot, 8,000 calorie sausage, the maze is solved. And I'm taking a nice nap like a good Polish kid. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm not too sure what this show is about, but yeah, just going data point by data point because there's so much fun. There's so much nonsense. I saw that, Betsy Forgetsy with her, little pantsuit manifesto on, Yahoo comments. It was up there for like 2 weeks. SoFi is priced like software, but it's really just a piece of shit bank. And then I go over to, Robinhood's community comments, and it basically says, this is fucking Superman over here. Robinhood's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm like, which one of these things is not like the other? Which one of these things does not belong? I mean, come the fuck on. When are you going to get off our jock? When are you going to just stop, kicking us in the balls with a steel toe boot? What is that? It's literally like the most insulting anti-SoFi headline you can possibly think of. And all through the article, all through her little, sort of anti-puff piece, it's like all the little easy pot shots. Oh, it's basically a lender. Oh yeah, their fee-based income is really trending in the right direction. Oh, everything's trending in the right direction. And it's not a question of execution, says Betsy, because execution has been absolutely stellar. I'm just telling you, if they continue to execute perfectly in 3 years, the stock might be worth as much as $15. Oh, how charitable of you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for blessing us with that call. God almighty. I hate everybody, guys. If that hasn't been absolutely clear up until this point, just rest assured, I hate you. I hate all my other viewers. I hate everybody. Well, you knew that already. What's up, the great Matt GTP EH4CP? Where are all the complainers at SoFi raised? Exactly. Stop second guessing my papa. Stop trying to bring your stupid FUD to Matt GTP. He ain't having it. Dude is an algo. Dude doesn't run on emotion. He runs on cold Vulcan logic and huge schlong energy. And he's not scared of you turds. Just because you were born under a bad sign. If it wasn't for no luck, you wouldn't have no luck at all. You're catching cold cards. You can't pick a horse to save your fucking life, and you owe money all over town. Matt ain't worried about it. Those ain't his problems. Probably got, 10 million liquid down at the strip club making it rain. You chumps are trying to figure out how to put rent together next week after KBW and the boys crash our stock. Send us out into the cold prairie with no supper. I'll send your women and children out into the cold prairie. It's like, free grazing's legal. You've got the wrong script. This one ain't about free grazing. Oh yeah, all these movies seem to be about the same. If it ain't my scene, I'm going to go back to my trailer. No, Kevin, you're in this one. Get your rifle. Okay, Bob. Annette Benning just wishing Kevin Costner would get run over by a truck. I'm fond of you, Sue. What is this? I am Sam. Oh my God. I mean, he's pretty good in Tin Cup, like lighthearted comedies. I think Kevin Costner's best movie was actually Summer School, and that's only because that was Mark Harmon. So I think that's why that one. I think why his performance was so good is because it was actually Mark Harmon. So I don't know. Tell me what you think down in the comments. No, I seriously hate you guys. A moderate energy. Excellent, Matt. You don't want to scare the ladies, man. You want to keep things manageable. And guys, little hint, if you're packing a little light, you know what I mean? Little thumb action. Just call it, just don't refer to it as inadequate or small or short. Call it manageable. You know, hey ladies, I'm not going to scare you off. Probably won't work. Probably won't work. I'm dressing up as the great Danny Deals, greatest stock picker of all time. Now I'm gonna go with Stock Mo. I've been trying to track down an unbranded black baseball cap. I've been trying to get very pale and trying to lose about 175 pounds. I think you're really gonna like what I have for you. I've been practicing that catchphrase. Buy Shiba Inu. I don't care if it just 100x. Buy more. There's so many fucking idiots on YouTube. People are like, oh my God, did you really 20, not 20x, I don't 15x the SOFI channel? You never 10x the stock. No, yeah, I really did, man. This really did. I'm not lying. I bought Microsoft 96, Tesla 2016. I do this over and over and over. And SOFI is going to be another just massive winner of the same epic proportions. What else, dude? I mean, prove. It's like, okay, to prove I have a bunch. You can't prove anything. You can put stuff on the screen, but you can't really prove anything. You have to listen to somebody and decide if you think they're intelligent, you think they know what they're talking about, and you think they really do what they say they do. I don't know. I was begging people to buy the lows here. I saw this coming years and years and years ago, and I've absolutely never deviated. But like, oh, didn't you sell all your stock and start pumping Upstart? That's what No, I've never pumped Upstart, and I'm just guessing. I don't know. I mean, maybe Luke, because that guy's probably like rich as shit from that channel, but I would guess out of any mortal regular YouTubers, I have by far the biggest SOFI position. By far. I don't know other people's position, but I mean, I'm not fucking around here. I got a big position. Anyway, so yeah, no, I'm not backed off this stock a bit. I mean, it's honestly, it's tempting to sell shares if they run up like 31 before the ER because you think they're going to push down. But I really think this time is different. So Friday, they returned, look at this, 10 million shares of shorting, 9% of the entire short. Do you remember going into an ER where they were only shorting 9% of the free float? That number would usually be anywhere from 13 to as high as, 19 or 20%. I think a couple times it was like 22%. I could be wrong. But so they've completely backed off. And then go over here. And again, you see institutional ownership at an all-time high and continuing up, passing up 600 million. And here's the thing, guys. I mean, institutions generally are by and large not just trading the stock. I mean, some of them are, but think about it. Wouldn't you think the institutions would start to sell this thing off if it was that overvalued and it wasn't going to continue up? You think they don't understand that as well as, Betsy in her pantsuit and conservatively cropped haircut? Okay. And then, so are you getting any relief from retail? No. Retail's not dumping, I don't think. Look at this is critical. Fund sentiment score. Ownership accumulation score finds the stock that are being most bought by hedge funds. It is the result of a sophisticated multi-factor quantitative model that identifies companies with the highest levels of institutional accumulation. Okay, the scoring model uses a combination of increase in disclosed owners, portfolio allocations, those owners, and other metrics. So this is operating with AI behind the scenes. The number ranges from 0 to 100, higher number indicating higher level of accumulation relative to its peers, 50 being the average. SOFI is just consistently gone up and up and up and up every single time I look at it. Months and months and months, and really the last 2 years. I remember this being down like 30. Now it's 91. They're in 936 out of over 31,000 stocks they ranked. So the top 2-3% in accumulation. Look at the put call ratio. I mean, you do see puts way up the last few months, but look at calls just consistently going up and going up, massively at this point. So the fact that so many institutions and traders and options traders are still betting, for more and more upside, even from 30 or even from these highs, because don't forget, it came up to 30 twice and they pushed down. I mean, this is building. It's just, I don't know if you can't see just the consolidation right below the resistance from all-time highs. This thing is just about to absolutely pop. And you could say, hey, it's already reached a fair value. I think SOFI is worth about 30. But the fact that they held it at 5 and 6 when it was worth 12 and 15, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that is still an ongoing, physics experiment that we don't know where this thing's going to stop, but we know the momentum is not even close to gone. They stepped on this thing as hard as they could. The volume hasn't gone anywhere. Institutions haven't gone anywhere. Hedge funds haven't gone anywhere. No one is selling. Retail is not really taking profits. They can't get anything done. It shows in this just absurd, pattern you have. But before we do that, look at how this moved below this line. This line was very nice support going up. That middle line there that turns red, going up, broke down below that line, held back up at this line, as you can see, and is now going to move back. It's already, just 30 is right here. So it's already going to move back up into this upper channel above 30. Like I said, I like it to touch 34 at least after a blowout ER. But it might go even higher than that, just depending on what we see, depending on what the trends are. I mean, I couldn't imagine a company things are shaping up more bullish for. You just got the cool CPI number. I mean, Noto just laid it out to the bald prophet where he held court. He's like, look, crypto, options this year, full crypto 2026. He had all kinds of things they're announcing. A point saying, 2 new products a year. What are we watching out for most? I would say, besides the obvious, is just real guidance. 55 to 80, is that still, I mean, if they raise from there, suppose they go more 65 to 90. I mean, very, very, very bullish, because a lot of analysts are only giving them credit for being anywhere near 80 cents in like 2028. And Noto's saying we're going to be there next year. So if they're getting to those types of levels 2 years ahead of where the street thinks they are, how can this stock not be repriced dramatically higher? It doesn't make any sense, and it's going to make dollars, because those are the types of disconnects you have to look for. And when you find them, you have to take advantage. I did like Luke more when he used to wear the sunglasses, but I was just watching another one of his SOFI videos going over the 4 things that matter. Highly recommend that video. He's talking about how he took advantage. 4 buys last year, 6, 7, and then more buys this year, 2 buys down near 9 and 10. He's a smarter guy. He's in good shape. He's way more wealthy and handsome, but he's following the exact same playbook I'm following. He just has a much better system that he's able to articulate, quantify, follow. He doesn't trade like a fat idiot. But his thinking on the stock is exactly like mine. Just, this is forever. This is going to be an absolute monster. People are just waking up to it. They're just repricing it upward. And I think it's like, if you're looking at this stock and you think, okay, it's just not in the same league as Robinhood, I don't know what you're looking at. The consistent growth in good markets and bad should make it a more attractive investment. It's like they look at a bank and all this lending stuff that allowed them to survive through the student loan, deprivation period, and beyond that, COVID and everything else, and they did what they had to do, and they did it, like artists. Chime. I hope that's a joke, Steve. Yeah, definitely double butts. Very strong support there. We're moving through 30. Weeping Leader, I agree with everything you're saying, but it's now a good time. Weeping Leader, it's such a great question. No. Is it a great, psychologically, no, because you could have just bought under 10 in April and now you have to buy at 3 times the price. But if you believe that this stock, like the Motley Fool just argued the other day, is going to be worth more than Capital One by 2030, that's calling for 4xing the market cap from here, assuming Capital One doesn't grow, which is what I think they kind of meant. It'll have that market cap in, 5 years. So calling for this stock to be 120 billion. I don't personally think it's going to grow that much, that fast. I think that's a little bit too ambitious. Unless they're able to sort of bring out things that are revolutionary more than just absolutely fucking amazing. But it's up to $30.15 in the overnight. And see, they always kind of push down at open, because if you manipulate the starting line, you can control the finish line. Like Friday, for instance, they were able to hold the stock, just over 29 and push it down right to 29 to make those options worthless for the pikers who were holding those, right to expiry, thinking they were going to be clever and dump them on a little run up. Well, market makers had something in their front pocket for you, and believe me, it was not a body temperature gummy bear. It was something even worse. It was your options being worth absolutely nothing. And that's why I say sell those babies on the pop on Tuesday. And if you don't sell them on the pop on Tuesday, sell them on the pop and open on Wednesday, because if you're still holding them on Thursday, you are the mark. And yes, once in a while, options will run way up on OPEX day and you might be a huge hero, but that's just luck. You're not that good a trader to be buying, options, or either buying or holding options with 0 days to expiry. If you're a really good day trader or something and you understand that space, fine, but you're over my head. So what do you guys think? Any earnings predictions? What do you got for me? The great Ryan and Sartell. If you're not sure if you want to buy at 30, I got you, Ryan. I know about selling puts. I know all the little tricks there, but that's not really my point. Yes, you can definitely, sell a put and get the stock considerably cheaper than the value, or else obviously if it goes the other way, you just keep the premium and keep on trucking. You don't get your shares, but at least you made money for free. So, and if you want to own the shares anyway, it's basically a can't lose proposition, because you're either going to get money and not give up anything, or you're going to buy the shares a lot cheaper than their face value. So Weeping Leader selling 130 contracts, 23.5 strike. What kind of premium are you getting on that? What's the OPEX on that? Just out of curiosity, because that sounds like a pretty decent play. Yeah, definitely. I think what are you looking for, Scott? 2412s. What kind of membership growth? I'm looking for low to mid 9s. I mean, I think my bear case would be like 900 and my bull case would be 975. I'm looking 935, something in that range. I think it's going to be a really good membership number. Let's see, 5K. Is it open? 1 million new members. I hope so, Payush. If you can manipulate the opening line, you can control the fin. Yeah, I mean, see, they push way down when there's no volume, so the stock opens $1 lower than it's been trading all through the pre-market. And that doesn't cost them anything. They only have to dump a few thousand shares to fix the price. You can eat up the whole order book. That's why when they drop the stock with these little tiny wing hammer candles, these little anvil testicle shots they like to deliver to old Danny so often, they do it at these weird times, like 10:13 a.m. The stock will drop, 15 cents on, moderate volume in one candle. You're like, how do you do that? It's because there's just not that many orders on the order book at that time. So they're able to fix the price much, much lower by, putting a bunch of shares for sale far cheaper than the current market price. And what happens? It's a race to the bottom, of course, because all the buyers want to buy as low as possible. So if you overwhelm the order book and you put a ton of shares on offer low, you're going to bring the price down, and you do it all at once. Is it technically legal? No. Do they care? No. Do they ever get in trouble? No. Do you have to follow laws that are never enforced? No. I mean, kind of is what it is. So basically, like I said, what's important here is not that JP Morgan's at 26. It's important that they decided to raise their price target right before earnings. If you don't know that's as clear a message as you can get, I don't know what to do for you. They're basically saying, buy the stock. At least that's what I think they're saying. Maybe they're saying buy the stock because we want to shove a knife between your third and fourth rib. Basically bend you over a barrel for a nice guided tour of the 50 states. If you know what I mean. Yeah, guys, I mean, that's all. Like I said, retail is just done playing the rope-a-dope song and dance. Oh my God, let's panic. Let's put some stop losses. The way they play this thing, if you're going to put a stop loss, unless you really want to get stopped out, if you don't want to buy that dip and watch this thing come right back higher than it was, get rid of your stop losses. Like, if you really have faith in Noto is my stop loss. My stop loss is an Italian linebacker. Noto is my stop loss. Safety right here. You ever seen Black Hawk Down? Go to Black Hawk Down. Go to Black Hawk Down. Tom Sizemore was epic in that. Standing out in his withering fire. For those of us too fat and lazy and cowardly, go to war. I mean, plus everybody got that just to test their surround sound speakers. You guys remember that, like, so many years ago when everybody was just going absolutely psychotic with the surround sound speakers? Nobody does that anymore. People move in, they just have maybe some speakers on the wall. People were buying these freaking, like, basically PA systems. They're turning their house into like a 9-speaker Dolby THX. Oh yeah, that's my center channel. It weighs 600 pounds. It's made out of 3 old growth mahogany trees. 45,000 watts. Nice clear dialogue. What, the Cybertruck wasn't enough to compensate for your tiny wiener? Got to get a $50,000 surround sound center speaker. Oh, a tiny wing. A tiny wing and a good tail. Good times for all. What's up, Scott? Scott 2412. You know 12 is half of 24? Let's see. Do I have a Harry back? Indeed, sir. I'm bringing Harry back. The way JT brought sexy back. No, I'm actually not that hairy. Yeah, it has something to do with being a fat guy. Fat guys very rarely have hairy legs that can often migrate to the back. I don't know if it just hair has trouble going through a thick subcutaneous layer of blubber. You notice whales aren't hairy. Now, elephants are pretty hairy. Fucking that hair hurts. Take an elephant ride like at the circus. And I was a little tiny kid, dude. Don't get on me about animal cruelty. I don't believe in keeping circus animals. I was like 5. I didn't know any better. Okay. Don't yell at my parents either. Couldn't afford shit. They're taking us on a fucking circus ride. So we didn't kidnap the elephants. Okay. I don't own SeaWorld. I love animals. But anyway, elephant hair is really bristly and sharp. Like somebody's like hitting you with some steel wool. Like, stop touching it. No. That was pretty sweet when you're like a little tiny kid getting to ride an elephant. I mean, it wasn't like Africa or Kenya or something. It was like, I don't know, Merced. Someplace totally shitty. It wasn't like the Barnum and Bailey circuit. It was like the Burnham and Haley circus. It's like McDowell's. They got the golden arch. We got the golden arcs. They got the Big Mac. We got the Big D. Like, I don't know. Where it's Coming to America. Coming to America was funny as shit. That was good stuff, man. I don't care. Eddie Murphy, as a comedian, he's a funny motherfucker. His timing, his delivery, his facial expression, his physical comedies was highly underrated. Eddie Murphy was a really underrated stand-up. Well, there's not that much material, because he didn't do that much stand-up that I know of. A little bit before my time. Very talented, very funny guy. Oh, the great part about casting me in one of those multi-personality comedies is you don't need a fat suit. I bring my own. But the problem is when I have to play like the thin person, it doesn't really work. Meet the clumps, where I can meet the clumpies, clumpy chumpies. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Yeah, SOFI is pretty fucking cool, dude. Ass face. You got that right. I am not. I am just pretty. I'm not pretty cool. You got that right. I'm a very handsome man. You wouldn't know it by looking at me. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I'm very, very handsome. I'm just having a really ugly day today. You mean a bad hair day? No, I mean just a real bad face day. Super ugly. Most days I'm extremely handsome, but today my facial features just look terrible. Yeah, most days I'm in great shape, but today I'm just fat as shit. It's really weird. I don't know what's going on. Must be Friday. Must be leap year. Must be the holidays. No, fuck Lending Club. Yeah, absolutely Wall Street Dibs. Wall Street Dibs, I like your look. You look like you have some kind of zany, like, cooking show. We're just gonna put garlic. You guys like garlic. I like garlic. Like, Guy Fieri's frat brother or something. I was gonna say fat brother, but that's not fair. I don't know. I like your look. You got a big head, which I love because I also have a big head. So let me actually read what you said rather than just looking at you and saying weird stuff. Look up Lending Club and Intel stocks, how they jumped and how they manipulated the price quickly to keep. Well, I mean, Intel was such a weird one. I mean, that was all the way down where like 17 or something. Now it's back up to like 40. And now they might try to step on it. But the thing is, Intel, their last ER, they didn't make hardly anything. I mean, they might have even lost money. So that's really been kind of a fallen angel. Now, I think Intel will definitely come back. I mean, it's already way more than doubled off the lows. So it already has come back. So you're kind of making the point there for Wall Street Dibs. Yeah. It's all manipulation, whatever you want to call it. Wall Street controls the price, but sometimes they lose. Like if SoFi just absolutely hits a home run out of the park, they're not going to be able to keep a lid on the stock because the multiple's too low. Because SoFi doesn't deserve a hybrid valuation. SoFi deserves a full-throated fintech valuation. The fact that they got the bank first and did this lending stuff to survive is a positive, not a negative. Should they have just gone out of bankruptcy and just fallen on their sword just to make the analysts happy so they could say they're just a bank and measure all their tiny wings in the boardroom while they listen to My Chemical Romance and wrestle each other? Hey, Will, you want to oil me up? No, Jeffrey. You're no longer a Division I wrestler with no neck. I still have no neck. Well, very true. Touche. But in the real world, the neck is not considered a negative. Holds your head up. Yeah, I just screw them on with my ears. My ears are lag bolts. Oh, excellent. Very good. Great Jeffrey Adelson. Handsome man. Handsome man. Good analyst. What has he got? Got 1/10 of 1 star. A nice convincing raise, though, from 13 to 18. Got a sawbuck on it. Oh, the great Ryan Sartell, a competitive eater. Do you like that? Brewster's Millions is freaking hilarious. That was a great movie. I mean, he was really, really funny. And I mean, that was back when it was like really sort of personality driven. And I don't think the script was anything overly impressive. I haven't read it or anything, but if you look back, I probably could have wrote that movie. Now, Beverly Hills Cop, that was great. Judge Reinhold, Taggart, that one guy. Victor Maitland. I don't think you have any idea, Jenny Summers, rolling around in that Mercedes. What are you driving now? Same piece of shit, Nova. Is this the man who wrecked the buffet at the Heritage Club? Yes, Chief. Is this the man who disabled Rosewood's patrol vehicle with a banana? Gave him a tuna sandwich. It was a salmon salad sandwich, sir. Shut up, Rosewood. Pretty good punch you got there, Taggart. I haven't seen Beverly Hills Cop in a long, long time. Good soundtrack, too. That opening, we're trying to get the stolen cigarettes. Shake down, break down, take down, you're busted. Was that Gordon Lightfoot? Oh, I think that used to be the van that Vincent Cintiq. Anyway, this show's going nowhere fast, guys. I got to bail. Yeah, what a great pickup there. I told my grandma's boyfriend about SOFI, and he told me to get my shine box. Well, he sounds like a good man. Like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Yeah, Simplex 10. I think he better get himself checked out before things start falling off on a man. It's like, tell him I'm the, what do you say? I'm the something gentleman he met at the club. Is like, yeah, I think you should tell him that yourself. He's like, yes, I think that would be best. Hilarious. Yeah. Can you tell me about Fluence Energy right now? No, I can't. What's the ticker symbol? I'll look it up. I'll try. No, I actually got to go. I don't know. What's going on with that one? The Housing Specialist NYC 6792. Fluence Energy. Let's take a look at what this thing is. I've never even heard of it, to be honest with you. I don't follow that many stocks. So, wow. Big hit on Friday. Continuation today. Got a re-rate from B of A, so they're chasing the price, just 11 to 17 is basically what it hit. What was the big move about? Funds flock to AI. I don't even know. Fluence Energy, Torch partner with Winchester Best. Fluence Energy, nuclear reactor. So they're a nuclear company. Fluence and Torch, clean energy. Solar, Fluence gains positive analyst attention. So getting a hell of a lot of good press. 95% rally. JP Morgan bears investment plans, energy, battery storage. I mean, I don't know. What is their so they're 3.5 billion market cap. And then what kind of it's kind of weird. So they had $1.2 billion and then falls back down. Maybe that was a sale, but wow, very impressive. And then turned positive. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Oh, that was quarterly. Huh. I don't know. I'd have to take a look at this one. I don't know anything about it, but it certainly looks interesting. Been beating the last couple of earnings, really strong revenue growth. Analysts like it. I don't know, institutions. We've got 46% insider ownership and 73% institutional ownership. So obviously that's incorrect because, it's FLNC because they double count a lot of those holdings just depending on how the definitions work out and how the file. So they might file once and then they file again and then they'll double count that somehow. So the institutional ownership has been pretty steady. They're saying 95%, which obviously that's not true, but it's almost really more important than the institutional ownership. And let's see, I mean, Bank of America, so Bank of America is not disinterested. They just raised the price target considerably to 17, and they also own 7.3 million shares. So number one shareholder by far is Siemens, and then Siemens Pension Trust. So Siemens owns 50 million shares, and then Vanguard is next, and then they're raising their stake, and then BlackRock just raised their stake, 0.72. Bank of America with a huge increase. Jane Street back, not doing much actually. State Street, big increase. Yeah, got a lot going for it. I mean, Who's this? BNP Paribas, Geode raising. You know, a lot of the big boys raising their stakes seem to like this one. Put calls a little bit shaky. In terms of the insider ownership, 45%. I don't know. Sometimes that's company that's probably like Siemens. I don't know if they're like a certain own. Yeah, see, pension, EV trust. So Siemens is being counted both as an institution and an insider. So that's just, you have to, just kind of watch out for it. In terms of any type of short on the stock, which I would imagine there probably wouldn't be a huge one with those types of institutional numbers coming out, but let's see. Decabank Deutsch acquires shares gap up following analyst upgrade. Let's just take a look at the short just for laughs, because that can certainly fuel a lot of this stuff. They returned 2 million shares, or 9% of the short. Yeah, they had a huge short on the stock. Popped way up to 50%. And then that's, I think, when institutions might have pounced on the other side, just realized it was incredibly vulnerable. But yeah, a huge short on the stock. This one could get very interesting. I don't know. It looks definitely like it has a certain amount of potential for, if not a squeeze, just the shorts to push it up. So short squeeze score 82, which is quite high. And then, yeah, it looks like they're probably going to try to pump the brakes as best they can, but sometimes these things just catch fire and run. It'd be hard. It's really hard, for me to jump into stocks after they move, but this could just be the first move of a huge move. That's what you don't know. It's like, oh, did Palantir just double and I should get out and count my blessings, or is it about to 10x from there? And I'm going to look like the fat asshole that I am. So I don't know. Let me see. Sorry, I'm going to go back and read the housing specialist. Was thinking I should sell it and go to SOFI. Oh, you got in at 24. Let's see. Should sell it and go to SOFI. It's very tempting to sell these pops and see where it runs. This is one of those ones, housing specialist, where I don't know how instructive the chart's going to be with these types of moves. I mean, up, back, got it at 21. Yeah, you really bought a big run there, a big push up, and it had some volume, and volume hasn't been, too bad. It was pretty nice on this push. I don't know, maybe trim a little bit of your position, but I don't know. I think this, it looked like it formed a nice little base here at 14, and then looks like it caught some support here again at 16. So I think they moved it down, very formulaic here on less volume, a lot of nice volume on the run. So I don't know if this bad boy's done. I think this could actually move up quite a bit more. But again, I've heard of the stock, but I've never looked at it in my life. So please don't base any decisions off of my 5 minutes of just, jaw jacking and, talking like a fool. Just talking shit. Just talking jive. You know what I mean? Just talking jive. You want to talk some jive? Gene Hackman to, what's that guy's name? Danny Glover. Royal Tenenbaums. You want to talk some jive? I'll talk some jive. My wife had stomach cancer. Great movie. Kind of long. I don't know about the Owen Wilson bit. I don't know. Ben Stiller's tough to take. I mean, let's be honest. Like, Ben Stiller's not a great talent. Everybody likes to, sort of pretend that he is, but he's not. Much like Jamie Dimon is not a genius. Ben Stiller, like, he's funny, but he's funny in context. Like, it's very formulaic comedy for me. That's my take. I love some of his movies. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's like, I don't know. It just seems a little bit too precise for me for comedy. A little bit too canned. A little bit too like a team of, Canadian comedy writers were behind it or something. I think his dad was funnier, Jerry Stiller. Is that the brokerages allow you to collect interest on the cash held? Yeah, that's a great point, man, especially with what they're paying, because they're all competing with each other. So that really makes a big difference while you're waiting for that to expire worthless, or you're waiting to get put. going to get put in your place. Yeah, I really can't tell you because housing specialist, this is a very sort of, squeezy, highly move. It could crash back down, because if you kind of fall below and this, kind of reverts back, you don't really see too much support, back here till the sort of 8-9 area, at least not with consolidation. Now, you could easily argue it could find support again here at 15, and I think it will, because just the way people are buying this thing and the way the sort of institutional stuff is stacking up, and I think the way the shorts might have to bail. If the shorts have to bail, it's going to move way up. It's a very significant short, and there's not a whole hell of a lot of shares available. I think utilization was 80%, or that figure is kind of meaningless anyway. Housing specialist, I would have to research that a lot more to give you that. I'm actually going to take a look at it because you piqued my interest here. Yeah, no, I'm not saying don't. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my honest take on the stock. Let me come back at you tomorrow when I've had a chance just to do maybe an hour of research into this bad boy. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Got stuff to do. So anyway, SoFi, I'm expecting the stock to probably move up tomorrow. It looks like the futures are really green and everything's coming up Millhouse for the stock. It's sitting at 30.05 right now. I think tomorrow there's just going to be a tremendous amount of buying pressure on the stock because I think people are rightly expecting a massive ER. And I think Anthony Noto is going to deliver and then some because my papa's a brilliant man and he wants to get me his preferred shares secretly. So of course, he won't acknowledge my existence right now, but anyway, yeah, come on back tomorrow. We'd love to see you again. Thank you. QuantumScape, I was in that stock. I played a little run. I got out of it. Pointer Sisters and Neutron Dance. Thank you. Owen Wilson is more Jewy than Gene Hackman ever was. Just saying. I think that's kind of his shtick, that kind of, speech and manner. I don't really call it Jewy. I don't really like to use that term, but I don't see that at all. Gene Hackman, I mean, I don't know. Dude's just a badass, like Gentile or Jew. I don't really care. French Connection, man. It's game over, dude. I mean, that's just Mississippi burning. Forget about it, dude. I love the Hack, man. Hoosiers. Hoosiers, one of my favorite movies of all time. Dennis Hopper getting involved. And now the guy who played Jimmy Chitwood does that trending stocks thing on the internet where he plays a synthesizer. Hey, what's going on? Anyway, guys, I got to get the hell out of here. It's been just a pleasure entertaining you. And if you could call it that, thanks. It's Un Poco Moss. Like to thank the great Princess Jay, the great Noto Lurker, the great Alberto Berti Avelez. Like to thank the housing specialist NYC 6792 for stopping by. I'd like to thank John Ham, 8776 wait wrong pointer. Would like to thank everybody else. I'd like to thank, of course, King of Swing. I'd like to thank Chris Corner. Any thought on going deep on some SoFi ahead of earnings? I mean, I'm in way too deep already, but I'm not hedging it. Could they hit it? Yeah, they hit it. My best advice is just try to put some cash aside or have a line of credit ready to go. And if they crash the stock on a great ER, there's only one thing to do, guys. And you know what that is? Not financial advice, but grow a pair of balls and buy the fucking stock. Okay. Not advice. Buy SoFi. Not advice. Buy it. Buy it. Buy it. And if it goes down, fucking sue me. It's freedom of speech. I don't know why all these YouTubers like, this isn't financial advice for entertainment. You're allowed to have an opinion. You're just not allowed to lie and manipulate and stuff. You can say you like a stock. It's not against, well, it's not for entertainment purposes. And you're not entertaining. You're not entertaining. It's clearly not for entertainment purposes. You're clearly giving financial advice. So shut the fuck up with your disclaimers, you weaselly little pieces of shit. Fuck you guys.